otherwise known as William Paschall. We are coming to you live from Budapest, Hungary, with my weekly, almost daily chess stream, actually. What's up, Asterbait? Petrosian was a candidate for the World Championship on 8 occasions. That is something I did not know. 8 occasions a candidate for the World Chess Championship. That doesn't mean he played for the World Championship in the World Championship match. It means he was a candidate. He was eligible for the FIDE candidate cycle. Alright. So, Asterbait. What is up, my friend? Guys, we're hosting Blitz stream today. 2+ hours of 5+3 casual Blitz challenges against all comers, so long as it's casual and the challengers do have established accounts with 100 rated games. I'd like to ask that much. Alright, so Asterbait, good to see you. Good analysis stream yesterday. Not as many games as usual, but we got to go over one of my games from the tournament that I just played, which was fun. So, getting back to a schedule here, since I was gone most of last week, I think a lot of our regular viewers have forgotten me. We're going to take a moment to see if we can find a random challenge here. Create a game. My internet is acting a little odd. Let's see. Lobby. I normally go for 5+3, non-rated. But we can play a rated, no rated, but we can play a casual game of a different time control. Perhaps 3+2. Here's a guy. Let's take this warm-up game. I don't know when the last time I played a Blitz game was. Wow, I mean it's kind of scary. This is not unusual in the old Indian, but I don't understand why people gravitate toward putting their queen on that square. I know that it's a typical idea, but not really a great one. This is really a bad position for the black queen. I wouldn't be in a hurry to put it there for black. So interesting possibility of the c5 break. I just allowed him to play e4. I probably shouldn't have done that. He should have availed himself of that possibility of playing e4. And we're probably in some kind of old Indian theory here. Never really been that comfortable on the white side of the old Indian, to be frank. What would Walter Brown do? Fairmar has used no time for the entire game. Not my favorite type of opponent. Just a warm-up game. It is what it is. It's just a warm-up game. Alright, man. Whatever. Black has no space here whatsoever. I'm going to have to redeploy my pieces. Redeployment. Yeah, I mean, this is not the kind of position you want to play in a 3+2 Blitz game. This is a good type of position for a long 3-hour time control or 5-hour time control or something like that. I find it very, very troublesome to have to play such maneuvering positions with no time. you know, this type of position is so closed it requires a lot of thought. I'm angling for the a5 square. Maybe knight a4, but I mean it would draw my knight away from the king side. Thanks for the gift sub, Asterbait. Now he's just letting me in there. I think black is lost after this move, positionally. Although, if I play knight c6 and he takes and I take and he gets a knight to e6. Yeah. Whatever, dude. You really serious? He's offering me takebacks after he played all of his moves in like 1 second. Alright, whatever. So we got challenges. Don't ask for takebacks when you play too fast, you know? Why are you playing that fast? Take your time. Don't ask for takebacks in rated games, obviously. Sardai, GM Sean. GM Sean. And play like Kasparov. Do you think he meant to resign? Yeah, sometimes people do that. No, I think he meant for a takeback. It's not like he offered a draw. Like, a lot of times people do the draw offer by accident. But, you know, he really wanted to take back because he hung a piece. Alright, 5+3 casual. That was my first Blitz game in like 10 days. I don't really like playing Blitz when I'm playing like a slow tournament. It might mess with my sort of pace of play. So that was just literally the first Blitz game I've played. Maybe we played a couple during one of my streams, actually, last Wednesday. So I'm lying. I think I did play a couple of games with you guys. But for the most part, I have not played any Blitz at all in the last 10 days. But my thinking is clear. My brain is functioning on a chess wavelength. After my over-the-board tournament, maybe my speed isn't up to par. So someone played this against me recently. Maybe it was you. I don't remember. Probably was him. I remember telling this before that, or saying this before that A5 had a very brief discussion with the FIDE master about that move, who was a fan of this system, but he doubted about A5. I remember specifically said FIDE master I was talking about this position with, or this type of setup with. I know that's one of the moves for black, but it may be better to do without that. So knight e4 we faced a lot. That's kind of become a main thing. I had a number of games with like knight e4, queen c2, knight c3, bc3, knight c6, e4. Last time I put my queen on c2, I played this opponent, I think, and I got not that convincing of a position. It always makes me worry about the f-file when I play this rook move. You know, you have to be a little bit careful about this. So boy, I don't know what to do. It's not like a King's Indian where he can sack a piece, but I guess d5, knight b4, a3. King's Indian on the king side. d5. There's also just exchanging on e5, but it doesn't seem that great. If I were to exchange queens, what would happen? Not very convincing. I mean, exchanging on e5 seems to help black strategically. Like, his bishop would get better. I don't think the open file is advantageous for me, necessarily. It's a weird kind of Kingsidian structure here. Welcome, guys. Teze. Taking on f5 brings the bishop out to f5, so... I was thinking b4. Maybe this is a blunder, though. I'm not sure. Hopefully not. Little tactical trick. Damn. This might not work, though. I guess objectively I should just, like, take on f5 there. b4 was too fancy. This was too fancy. Knight e4, knight e4, rook e4. Bishop f5. Okay. I think our position is alright, we just have to be a little careful. I'm not sure about it. No, I think b4 was too much. I went a little too far with that move. Just sacrifice the pawn. Wow, found that. Maybe I missed queen a4. I wonder if I should have played queen a4. Kind of a strange move. Didn't occur to me. He's 1500 in bullet, 1700 blitz, and 2078 rapid. That's an interesting set of ratings you got there. Alright, let's stay active. You sacrificed a pawn. Yeah, I mean, his play is extremely solid for players 1500 bullet. I guess these ratings are just bogus. His blitz and bullet ratings. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that doesn't seem real. Maybe the rapid rating would be accurate based on the way he's playing. There's a lot of difference between people's rapid and blitz for some reason. Rapids are more inflated. I don't know why. Maybe somebody who understands math can explain that. Why are the rapid ratings so much more inflated than the blitz on lichess lately? I'm not sure I understand that. I mean, it seems like rapid games would take longer to play. Therefore, you know, necessarily it would take longer. Cheaper Spieler Blitz is higher. No, I mean, it looks like there's a lot of people who are like 200 points higher in Rapid. I think at our rating level, Cheaper Spieler, it's sort of stops happening. But the ranges, like for people, the average rated players who are like between 1,500 and 2,000, or they're always like 200 points higher in Rapid than in Blitz. But I mean, logic would dictate that the time control where you can play more games, more quickly, I would think, would be more inflated. It seems kind of strange. Finally blundered. He played a good game. I think b4 was bad. It was a miscalculation. I mean, are there any games from this position? Where do we leave book? D5 question mark. Wow, that's pretty harsh. Where's my opening book? There's no games from this position. Dude, that's like impossible. Where's my opening book? Alright. So rook e1 isn't very common here. Oh, yes it is. Alright. It's just his move is unusual. Okay, knight c6. Oh, so everybody stops knight e4. Stops rook e1 with knight e4. Knight c6 is unusual. And now I'm supposed to play d5. I remember Portugal had a game like this. It just seems weird to play rook e1 and then turn around and play d5. But the whole point was they were playing for e4, and now we should specifically play d5 in this position. Yeah, that's better. That's probably better, because we're going for this e6 square. Now the rook e1 though doesn't necessarily look relevant. Anyway, GM Sean is playing another game. Yeah. Wait till he finishes. Knock Riba. Five plus 3 casual. Yeah, I don't play Simul, so we'll take your challenge next. Thanks for joining us, Schieberspieler. What are you talking about? The pawn was hanging. My game? I think I felt like I blundered a pawn there. The b4. d5 was a good move. On that earlier move. This is a funny move that I don't see very often, but I think that's kind of okay. Again, here I can play d5. I'm not sure I really want to, though. It's tricky. On e5 you could win a pawn. Yeah, I mean, I just didn't even count it because I thought it would like activate all of his pieces. He gets the f file, active bishop on f5, but maybe it works out. But the problem is this bishop becomes strong for black. You gotta understand, Prem 666, that, especially as someone who's supposed to be a King's Indian player, White's strategy in the King's Indian largely is to like make the bishop on g7 a bad piece. Now it may end up being a bad piece because of knight e5, but you can pretty much like throw that whole concept out the window if you play d5. He's He's not necessarily... Well, he doesn't have to play e5, you know. I mean... No. He doesn't have to. Not necessarily. Not once I open that long diagonal. I mean, if I was black here, I would just play, like, knight b8. Knight b4 is losing a piece, but knight b8 is fine. I don't know that d5 is necessarily a benefit for white so easily. I remember there's a game that I did for the site chesslecture.com where I think it was Yakovenko. I think there was a Yakovenko game. I don't remember now. Versus this lesser known GM. Russian. Trying to remember the name. With this structure, though, I like for white. Again, his bishop is dead. Prem 666. Dude, the point is that black does have counterplay against the center. I mean, you're going to nibble away at my center with e6 and c6. That's the whole premise of the Nimzovich defense in a lot of lines. This looks good for white, though. Now he'll try to play maybe e6. White's just better. Queen e2 is not necessary. I'm not quite sure. You know, the more important thing here is, like, queen d2, king h7, I don't know. But the most important thing is the pawn structure. Though I did see some lines where f4 can be effective, it can also be a big mistake. Again, the same theme again. So I think, you know, c5, b4, trash compactor is our main plan. I also had knight b5. Did I miss that last move? No. I mean, I could play knight b5, but my e4 is hanging and he just goes back. Alright, so c6 is a good move. We're just better. He also doesn't have this, which would be a good blockading plan. I'm not sure about queen b3. I blocked my own b pawn. But I didn't see a good way for him to defend the pawn. Maybe he doesn't have to. No bad pieces for white. I'm not sure I played this right, though. Queen b3, rook d1. This setup may not be my best. Maybe I should have moved my b pawn. This white square bishop is okay. It was our bad bishop anyway. The important thing is that he has a very bad piece on g7. We don't have any bad pieces. We're in the business of not having bad pieces around here. I give credit to black for playing this in a pretty interesting way. Maybe I'm being a little too fancy. Whoa, that's a serious blunder. Now he walked into knight a4. Until that, he was probably okay. It's not that bad. This is getting problematic. He definitely shouldn't play a6. So, like rook e8. Black's still hanging in there. But you see the problem with black strategically. We can give up our bad bishop, but his bad bishop is not getting traded off. So he loses the exchange. It's lost. E7 is hanging as well. Relatively important. C5 instead of Queen A3. Yeah, I was not sure I'm threatening anything. I mean, there's something wrong with C5. It's perfectly okay. I was actually planning on playing B4 and then queen back here and maybe back. GM Sean. Guys, please subscribe and support the stream. We've had tons of gift subs from Masturbate. A couple resubs this week. I appreciate it. Goblin Pawn Shop didn't make a game into the subscriber stream yesterday. But feel free to submit games for next week. Drew of Goal back. Yeah, I thought he would play Bishop F8, right. Yeah, Queen A3 might be a mistake. I had a couple accelerated dragons. Well, okay. I played 2 Sicilians with this move order this week. What about you, Schieberspieler? Are you out there? Are you going to be streaming? Oh, Schieberspieler has a team thing tomorrow. For Team Schieberspieler. Classical team battle. Well, not a team battle. It's like a classical team arena. I don't know if I'll be up to playing or not. I have to go out tonight. We'll see. I'm on the list, but I mean, I'm not guaranteeing I can play. I might play a couple of games. I meant to play the Accelerated Dragon, but I changed my mind to play the Rouser or Classical. This never came up in my tournament. I didn't really have... It's kind of in the shop. I'm trying to play the casual variation of the Rouser with black, but I don't really have enough experience yet. So my Rouser is... The black side of my Rouser is kind of in the shop. Well, the Classical Sicilian is not really popular. It's kind of in a rut in the last 10 years or so. I think maybe Fabiano played it. I mean, there are grandmasters who play it on occasion, but it's just not been popular. This is not a real variation. A lot of people seem to do that, though these moves are not connected in any way. By just like randomly putting his pieces on aggressive squares. But my friends and I used to call this mixing apples with oranges. You got apples on c4 and oranges on g5. You're just kind of making random aggressive looking moves. But they're not interconnected in any way. He just moves his pieces out to aggressive looking squares. It still tastes good and it has a lot of sugar. What's the casual variation? No, like the main line with bishop d7 and a6. You know, what would be considered by many to be sort of like a main line. Schieberspieler. The main line, normal line with e6, bishop d7, a6. I had never played that in any tournament games, but by many people it's considered to be like the critical try. But I need more experience before I can really play it. I've always played like a lot of, like that g6. I played a lot of like sidelines in the Richter Rouser with black. Just always sidelines to avoid having to learn like the sharpest theory. I know the Accelerated Dragon, it's a little easier for me to play it. I think it's an easy system to play. The classical is more complicated. Alright, so what are we doing here? Black should be better with the power pawn. Power pawn presentation. But objectively, I don't know what my plan is. What is my plan? This is kind of weird. In a way, like that's half open file, but there's another one over here. It attacks the A pawn. It keeps him off of B5 maybe. I mean, GM Sean played the way a lot of amateurs play who don't know theory. He just like developed his pieces and then traded his knight on C6. I don't understand why people like trading their knight on C6. He doesn't move pawns too much. The guy at Taco Bell didn't give me any sauce packets. Hey, what's up? Miro BTW. Greetings. Taco Bell. It's funny, I think they used to have Taco Bell here. It's weird. I have the feeling there was Taco Bell in Hungary like in the 90s and then it disappeared. Maybe I'm wrong though. I might be making that up. It's funny how our memory deceives us. Shiver Spiller, you never saw a Taco Bell, did you? It's part of Pepsi, KFC, Corporation, whatever that is. Pizza Hut, Pepsi, KFC, and Taco Bell used to be all connected. But I have this weird feeling there was Taco Bell in Hungary at one point. But I think, I'm thinking maybe I'm making that up. Like sometimes I misremember my chess games too. Trying to avoid fast food. I'm on a diet. Try to cut back on the sugar and junk food. Even beer, I've lost a lot of weight. I probably lost like 15 pounds just by cutting out sugar in the last like month. Goulash Bell. He sees everything. H3. Subtle move. Speed Monster, is that you? Technically you're not next. Play Like Kasparov is next. I think Play Like Kasparov was first, but his internet connection is in and out. So it looks like sometimes someone is ahead of the other player, but mostly it stays in order. Wait, do you have Taco Bell in Alaska? Or just in Florida? You feel like you sweated away 15 pounds. You probably did. Did you drop a piece here? What would the world be without Taco Bell? We managed to survive here. Without it. I remember like my best friend in high school worked at Taco Bell. He didn't want to talk about it. He definitely didn't want to eat there. That isn't a good sign, right? Trying to take my pawnee. My pawnee. The master of tactical tricks. Arby's. Man, I haven't been to an Arby's since I was like 7 years old. Probably. My dad used to like Arby's. We're talking like mid 80s, early 80s. Why would he resign now? Man, White's play, dude, in the opening. Why do people make this exchange on c6? I don't understand. Like, it's just like a move to play constantly. They hate tension. People hate tension. So they just like opt out. It's a very bad exchange. Alright, play like Kasparov, then I'll play Speed Monster. This order looks correct. On Mondays and Wednesdays, normally when I'm streaming, I take the subscribers first. Like, hey, it's Miro, Sean are subscribers, Asterbait, so Sheeper Spieler maybe, I don't know, but there's a bunch of you who are subscribers, obviously. Those who are new, you know, may not understand. Normally on Mondays, Wednesdays, I do take those guys first. Here, we're opting for open challenges, open mic night, so Miro, how did your chess tournament go? Miro got to play over-the-board chess in the continental United States. COVID. You got a vacation at COVID Central. World Cup? Oh, yeah. Go Karyakin. I didn't really follow it closely. I don't care who wins. I just sort of like Shanklin to lose. I don't have any favorites. Right, we've discussed this before. It was weird not playing on a computer screen, and your anxiety was very high. But you have played in an over-the-board tournament in the distant past, right? Early 80s when I finally get my GM title. 2080s. H5. What? What is H5? Yeah, it's hard to get used to playing over the board, I guess. It's the opposite for me. I feel more natural playing over the board. Was there a lot of people? I don't like Russian guys. No, I just want Shanklin to lose. But I don't really favor the Russians. So yeah, Duda would be cool. Or Carlson. I guess I'll root for Duda. Hungarian-Polish friendship thing. He'll probably immigrate to the United States. Wasn't he? Am I thinking of someone else? Was Duda one of the guys who like went to the U.S. to like do some school program, study, or is that a different player? I'm thinking of like Swiertz or something. Duda isn't one of those guys who went to the U.S., is he? I can't keep track now. What is H5? I know that Duda represents Poland, but I mean, I'm just saying, a lot of these guys are going like to university programs in the U.S. and stuff from here, say Europe. But he's in Krakow. Okay, so I'm thinking of those other guys. Swiertz went to the U.S. There's like this whole crop of Polish grandmasters. They had an incredible period where they have like 8 top-notch grandmasters in the same generation or something. Actually, I remember like 10 years ago, Duda played here in First Saturday, but I didn't play that tournament. Around 2011, I think. Maybe even later. It might have been later. 2013, something like that. He did well as an unknown in the GM tournament here. I mean, he was relatively young and unknown at that point. I think maybe when you started playing chess, Schieberspieler was not a child prodigy, much like myself. We have that in common. I started when I was 11, around the same as you. So what do I want to do with this? 94. Question is 94 a threat? I guess we'll take. Normally I don't like doing this capture. You know, he could consider taking with the knight there. I'll rephrase it. I think he should consider taking with the knight there. White's only very slightly better here. It's not as much as I had hoped. Disappointed. H5 is the weirdest move ever. That's just like the most random move I've ever seen. Where did you come up with that? I'm disappointed though. I thought I was better here. And I've got nothing. So he's able to play like an absolutely irrelevant move in a dubious variation, and he's still alright. Even though I told him that this variation isn't good, he continues to play it. I mean, I lost myself with black in this line against Dmitry Bunzman years ago really badly. And it's just not good. I wouldn't play Queen B6. I mean, as a surprise weapon, it's okay, but you can't make it like your main line against the Fianchetto King's Indian. You can play it like every, 4th game or something. So Duda crushed the First Saturday. Yep. Okay. So I'm on par with the memory. He had 8 out of 9 March 2013. I was playing poker, but I was actually, I lived fairly close to the playing site at that time. And I would go by and oftentimes like check out the tournaments at First Saturday. I remember hearing about that. Or you know what? I actually went there. I remember now. I went there and visited. I saw the great Duda. Um, so I physically went there. I remember now. No, I saw him. I was surprised how young he was. For such a good result. Very impressive. Alright. Eight out of 9 in one of those GM tournaments. And it wasn't weak in that era. I think I played once around then. Maybe. My last one. One of my last ones. I didn't play a lot of tournaments in 2013. Maybe I played once in 2013. There was this tournament where I played like Mihawk. I remember Kosic and Alincic, and then a bunch of other players. I think it might have been 2013, in around there. But it was just a one-off. I rarely played. In those days, I was playing mostly poker. So now his H5 actually starts to look like it kind of made sense. So I'll root for Duda. I don't like anybody. I don't like Carlsen. I don't like Shanklin. I don't like Karyakin. I don't have anything against Karyakin. But we can't root for the Russians. So, back to the Cold War. I never thought we'd go back to the Cold War. It's so crazy. Like, I traveled to Russia for a student exchange program in 1990. It's just, it's sick, you know, that we're back to a Cold War situation with Russia. It's just freaking crazy. It's so stupid. H4. Alright. I guess we'll have to play this. That white square bishop has to go. Wonder if I could take with my king on g3. Got a Banus. Banus recapture. That's asking for trouble. Pawn g3, king g3. Yeah, but he's too slow here. I can always take his bishop out on e6 too. The mighty Kirai. Okay, Vidit's still in it? Then I'll root for Vidit. Vidit's still in it. What's happening here? Bishop takes e5. I'm just winning a piece. Yeah, Vidit got knocked out. He was in it. I knew there was a problem with that equation. Vidit seems likable enough. So I managed to find some crazy way for him to come back in this game? Are you kidding? Really? He finds this miracle. Wow, that is sick. Queen h2. The saving grace. Yeah, I mean, I think you were doing well. Or at least okay. Oh, I saw that actually. You know, that you mentioned it. How Vidit lost. How Vidit lost against Duda. He was okay. It was like a piece for 3 pawns. And he tragically blundered. He had sacked a knight for... Or he lost a knight for like 3 pawns. And he was okay. But there was this one position where he had to like liquidate... He had to liquidate like Duda's last queenside pawn. And he just like didn't do it. And he was just like, let him like keep this pawn on the board. And it was over. He could have drawn. Yeah, I think here was the most important point in this game. You might also consider taking with the knight. But I shouldn't have played this pawn exchange. The thing is, if he plays e4 and he's able to support it with d5, then he gains quite a chunk of space. So I have to find a waiting move here and allow him to play e4. And what do? h3 or something? h5 is the craziest move ever. There's only a couple games here. So rook e8 is well, 8, 12, 10 games, whatever. b3 is the main move, but I think this is better. All right. Speed monster. Round of 8. Yeah. Benko. Don't see a lot of Benkos. Princess chess. Plays the Benko. 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 Benko Pal. Our own beloved Pal Benko passed away last year. So what's up with 98? Knight 98, knight c7, idea knight b5. Interesting. Queen d2. I don't know, I think... Did anybody see how... Oh, I just saw an article, speaking of Russians, I just saw an article in the news about what's his name, the tennis player who's in the Olympics, Medvedev? Well, is it Medvedev? Like the Prime Minister? He freaked out when the reporters asked him about Russian doping. He started like freaking out on the reporter. I mean, alright. Well, it's a legitimate question. I don't know. Kind of an important issue. This is interesting. Play by black. 98. Knight c7. Demidov. I'm saying Medvedev. Yeah. Demidov, right? Demidov, Medvedev, whatever. I'm good. I'm usually pretty good about names. Some people always say people's names wrong. The guy started like yelling at the reporter, saying he should be ashamed of himself. He should be ashamed of himself? Alright. Why is that exactly? To dare to bring up the subject of the fact that his country like cheated with doping in international like sporting competitions? Or what? Should be ashamed of yourself. What's up, Govin Kurt? I was afraid he was going to get his queen on b4, honestly. Looks like black might try it again. A second attempt at delivery. I was getting a package this morning, and the delivery time was like 10:15 to 12:15. And I don't know about this. I went to take a shower at like 9:30. And the package guy like called me at 9:45 while I was in the shower. Like, dude, I mean, if you're gonna deliver the package and you send me a message that you're gonna deliver it between like 10:15 and 12:15, then how can you expect me to like answer my phone at 9:45? Then he almost like didn't deliver it. Why send me a message that you're gonna deliver it at a certain time if you're gonna just like randomly come before that? Whatever. I'm just ranting about random stuff. Alright, if you're gonna play e5, I'm not gonna trade off your dark square bishop. Quite an interesting player. We're gonna keep an eye on this. Yeah, I mean, if you go with like the normal postal service, it's pretty sketchy. It was like a private delivery company. They've been pretty good. But man, I mean, it has to be hard business. I feel sorry for those couriers. I mean, they do a lot of work. It's really hard job. You gotta have, there's gotta be mistakes sometimes, traffic, whatever. Should we consider taking with the knight? I guess not. But I was just pissed because it was like, you just tell me when you're coming and I'll answer the phone in between that time, but I can't be like any time. But luckily I got the package. I had this horrible experience with FedEx last year. Never want to deal with them again. They're like the worst. Overpriced. Really unreliable. Rook f6. Don't use FedEx. 2 prescription drugs can help chess players compete? What? Oh, Ritalin. Wow, are you serious? Chess doping? That sounds like the real deal. Man, my opponent is a genius. He's so fast. He's 1945 bullet. Whoa, really? He's speed monster. Well, my mouse started doing crazy stuff. Speed monster's right. Oh, can't go there. Man, this is annoying. How is he only 2001 if he's that fast? That's kind of freaky. He must just like drop pieces or something. He's made no mistakes, major mistakes. He's 2 minutes ahead of me, and he's only 2001. It's pretty impressive. Maybe I should take with the pawn. I'll lose that pawn, though, if I do that. Yeah, no, I should take with the pawn. I won't lose the pawn. That's the point. This is definitely forced. Sack the exchange. Yo. This was a tough one. We got it. So C5, yeah. All right. We got hate mail from somebody. I'm not going to open that till later. I never open my hate mail live on stream. All right. Take a 1 second break here to collect myself. So Astrobate, wow. Yeah. Doping. Alert tech. I'll pass on that. Dhruv goal, Goblin punch up, hey it's Miro, and El Peon is challenging me. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Alright. I don't do rated with non-established accounts or anybody for that matter. Alright, so El Peon is not qualified for 2 reasons. We've got 3 challenges. I am doping with caffeine. Why not caffeine? Why are Olympics contestants banned for cannabis? As if like cannabis is gonna like improve your performance or something. I don't think so. As much as the cannabis industry would like to say that, I don't think cannabis is a performance enhancing drug. Alright. Generally speaking, this type of line with like the bishop on e7 is rather passive for black. So I have bishop f4 now. You tried to buy a chessboard today. Tried implies you were unsuccessful. I've got bishop f4, knight b5. Your exchange sack, but it was already too late at that point. You had an interesting game, but in that moment I think black is strategically in trouble. You have to go back another move or two. And then probably black is okay. Once you had the sack exchange, yeah, you're in trouble. But it looked like you had some interesting chances earlier. I don't think that variation should be a big deal for black. The b6 Benko, it's probably fine for black. There are different options. I should really learn to play something better with white. I don't really know what the Ottoman version of chess sets looks like. I always thought they were like, you know, the ones they sell in like the tourist district. I always thought they were like, I don't know, actually, never really thought about it. Those sort of cheap touristic chess sets they sell at different places. I don't know. I guess assumed they're like imported from Russia or something, but maybe they're Ottoman style. I don't know. Yeah, you can't buy a chess set in like a touristic place. Like here in Budapest, you can buy these chess sets on the street all the time. That's a very common item that they try to hawk on people at all the shops and stuff. One of the most popular like gifts to buy your family when you go on holiday is like the classic touristic looking chess set. So I can't maybe win a pawn here. Knight e4, f5, knight d6, a6, knight c8. Yeah, we can win a pawn. It's a little materialistic for my taste. They sell those chess sets so expensive, and they're probably really bad quality, or average at best. I don't really own a nice chess set. I have some. My best chess set, okay, it's not bad. I have like in a storage facility. Jock's ripoff. I don't have an authentic, like expensive chess set. Real chess players don't have good chess sets, I guess. Just collectors. I have a Star Trek chess set I tried to sell, but I couldn't unload. That someone gave me. My mom got me. We had a stream earlier where another chess playing friend of mine was on, Mozart, and he said like his family always constantly would buy him like chess sets. That's typical. That's a typical thing. When you're a very serious chess player, your family always tries to buy you chess sets. They don't know, like, what kind of chess sets are good, so you always get these sort of weird. It's very typical to get like weird chess set gifts that you wouldn't necessarily buy yourself. The Star Trek Simpsons chess set, for example, comes to mind. I don't have a Simpsons chess set. Yeah, Super Mario. It's getting modern. We're getting relatively modern, but I got Star Trek. There was some other one. I think it was Reshevsky who claimed he didn't have a chess set in his house. Or maybe it wasn't him, but someone said it of him. If you're that good, you just can analyze in your head. You don't even need a chess set. Carlsen probably copied it. This is from way before Carlsen. Maybe it's the same. Yeah, I mean, with Carlsen, I find it a little hard to believe. Maybe he bought an apartment with his millions of dollars like last year, and his new apartment doesn't have a chess set. But implying that like Carlsen never had a chess set in his house, like his whole chess career or something, is a little absurd. Maybe he has some new pad where he wants to impress the chicks by not having his chess set sitting around. But I find that a little hard to believe. So Capablanca, right. Okay, so Capablanca was also claimed to not have a chess set in his abode. That's true. I remember that story as well. That's believable. I kind of believe it for Capablanca. Such a natural. Why would he even need a chess set? Even Reshevsky I find kind of hard to believe, because he was actually like teaching chess. I mean, at some point. It seems like a cool thing. Yeah, I'm so good I don't need a chess set. But I told you guys my story when I played Kamsky. It was the weirdest thing. How was it now? I thought he would come on time, so I didn't bring my chess set. And Kamsky came like 15 minutes late, fully prepared. I knew he had a set, though. God, I had been used to playing American tournaments since the 90s. He knows like he has to bring his own chess set. Most grandmasters are too cool to bring their own chess set. At least like traditionally. European style dictates that you don't bring your own chess set. Anyway, like I paid the price when I played Kamsky because I thought he would like show up on time, but he came late to the game, which was weird. And I couldn't even like claim my time advantage because I didn't have a chess clock to like start the game. Basically, like, God, I got to prepare for like 15 minutes in his hotel room for free. He had never played me and didn't know what I play, so it was useful. So bring your chess set. I was usually good. I would generally bring a chess set in most cases. But I was like not living in the United States anymore. And I didn't have all my stuff. I was just like on holiday. Oh man, you're not gonna resign? How about b4? Is that a bad move? Harassing me. Yeah, you're harassing me again. He's a beast. I'm up 2 pawns. I'm up 3 pawns. My god. I'm up 4 pawns. It's a lot of pawnage. F5's a little too much. Man, it's amazing chess is hard. Like, you're up 3 pawns and it feels like it's hard to make progress. Now 4. How can I not have a winning move there? It's unbelievable. It's amazing how hard it is to win when you're 4 pawns up. Finally resigned. Alright, what time is it? 12? 12, it's still early. We have another hour left. Great. My stamina, my streaming stamina isn't really here. Guys, please support the stream. Asterbait donated 6 gift subs this week. We don't have any cheers yet. Agnes Karajewski was 63. I think I missed that yesterday. Did not thank Agnes Karajewski for that bit donation. 63 bits. Goblin Pawn Shop. Hey, it's Miro. Well played, bro. I don't know if you have enough games. Well played, bro. Doesn't have enough games. It's close, but that's only 20 games. We gotta have at least 100 games. Druzhba from Singapore. We lost once already. They have games. S1. Goblin Pawn Shop. Chess is my middle name. Why can't you send me a challenge? You might be blocked or something. Maybe you did something bad. Don't know. I guess there are multiple reasons. Lichess? Or I blocked you? I don't know offhand. Goblin Pawn Shop. Mostly people can send me a challenge. Yeah, I have to ask people to play 100 games. Otherwise, people create like troll accounts and just like troll me. Disposable accounts. I guess CD5 is the main move here. You watch nothing but Eric Rosen opening trap videos on the plane. Oh god. I'm sorry, man. It might take weeks to deprogram that out of you. See, he's doing that to like little kids and stuff. Like, ruining their understanding of chess. Turning them into like cheap players. Then you have to find like a real coach. to unteach them what they learned from Eric Rosen. But the important thing is he has a lot of subscribers on YouTube or whatever. Whoa. So what happens on pawn takes? 94? Man, I saw a game just like this recently. Wasn't this like Schieberspieler's game, sort of? Chess is my middle name just said, never mind, I haven't played enough games. Okay, got it. And then he's like, why does he accept your challenge but not mine? Goblin Pawn Shop. Because Goblin Pawn Shop is a subscriber to the stream. And he actually had more games than that. I don't understand. Did you change your account, Goblin Pawn Shop? I thought you had more games. Yeah, this is weird. Goblin Pawn Shop created a new account. We played already with him. He had enough games. But he created another account. I didn't realize that, actually. He had another account where there were enough games. Normally I wouldn't accept someone. Yeah, I didn't even realize it. I just thought it was his other account. No, that's my general rule. I was wondering about it earlier, actually. I thought you just had some more games that I didn't see or something, but yeah, generally you're making it look like I'm breaking my own rules. I don't accept challenges from people with less than 100 games, but we had played several games before on his other account. You're not supposed to have like multiple accounts, obviously. I have a Smurf account, but because I'm a streamer, people who are like title players and streamers, the lichess doesn't really mind if you have another account. Yeah, as long as you just have one account. But again, I wouldn't accept a challenge from a new player with this many games. Okay. It's a good question. Gotta be consistent. Hey, it's Miro, Druzhba. Druzhba, we lost last time. Topper 11 has enough games. Another player from Malaysia. And Kaku. So you're just like dropping your central pawn here. Perhaps I should like take the open file first. Rook d1. Any reason why not? It probably doesn't really matter. I could have just taken on e4. You know, it might even be a mistake to play rook d1, but I can't imagine. I mean, it's not like he could invade on the file or something. But his move is a big mistake. Knight e4 is a big mistake. I mean, taking on e5 was a big mistake. So, this is a pretty common position, actually. I guess, like, come to think of it, what is black supposed to play here? C5? Does c5 drop a pawn or not? Normally Goblin Pawn Shop plays the opening well. In this case, not so much. Of course, it's not that easy. I'm one pawn up. Good control to center. I like to focus on the fundamentals. Where does that term Smurf account come from? That is a good question. Maybe it's like a gaming thing. I assume it doesn't come from chess. Oh, Mira says it comes from World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft 2? Unironically. Gaming nerd. I changed to my main account so I have enough games. You're not supposed to have more than one account. Unbelievable. Alright. Did you play any tournaments with your two accounts lately? Together? Claimed by Jeff Frazier and Greg Boyko play the online multiplayer Warcraft 2. They had to have, like, you know, scaring off of their players. Very interesting info. So this is still not that easy to convert. I have 5 on 3 on the king side against his 3 on 2 majority on the queen side. It's all about the pawns. Kaiwan, welcome. Alright, if you have a second account, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. Queen c4, queen c4. It's not like that big a deal. But there are people who cheat because they have two accounts. They like play with each other, play with themselves. I know that doesn't sound good, but did I make a mistake here? Did you have g5? I missed that. That's a serious problem. Perhaps Wade has like rook d7 on g5, and still I have a big advantage after rook d7. But it looks like g5 is objectively his best chance. Technically, you're not supposed to have more than one account. I'm just like skipping subjects back and forth, talking about everything. I mean, obviously someone could like create multiple accounts and like play themselves, you know, to gain rating points or whatever. It's kind of, I would imagine, the main reason you're not supposed to have more than one account. It's definitely outlawed on like poker sites. Alright, so this is not so easy. F3 looks good. Needless to say, there's a lot of people who have accounts on lichess that have done that, where they like, it's not just exclusive to lichess. I mean, any online chess sites, creating accounts, like dumping points between your accounts to the other accounts is very easy to do. It's also possible to get caught, but I imagine a lot of people do it. Alright. Goblin Punch Up lost on time. I don't know what happened there. This endgame is still kind of close. Objectively, White is probably winning, but it's not that simple. Hey, it's Miro. I'm ready for you. We've had warm-up. Bring on the Eric Rosen trash traps. No, we've got a serious rivalry going in the Rosalimo. I really need another system here. So we started experimenting with D6, but it's still in the workshop phase. I started experimenting with G6, still in the workshop with my rouser. So, hey, it's Miro. Did you get to see my game from my tournament, where I played the black side of this line and I miraculously won? You did not see it. Oh, good. The D6 Rosalimo. Peripheral advantage, whatever that means. So move 11 keeps campaigning for D5. One of our one of our subscribers. Move 11's a founder? Or not? So we had this like exact line in my tournament. We gotta play it, right? It was thanks to you, Hey It's Mirror, that I had a little bit of practice here. But I still messed up in this line. This was my game from last week. My opponent was prepped for me, and I wasn't prepped for him. And it was pretty scary. I thought I was going to get slaughtered. Because my opponent, I'm a sitting duck here. Like, he just could look up my game with you, you know. He could literally see the games I played with you, and maybe a few other people. And like, I just was totally unsuspecting. Like, the guy was a C3 Sicilian player. I mean, I'm sitting there, like completely oblivious, watching the C3 Sicilian player play the Rossalimo. Ironically, there were two guys who did that in my tournament. The player who played the C3 Sicilian against me in the first round ended up playing the Rossalimo in a future game, and the C3 guy played the Rossalimo. So this is like, optically looks very bad for black. I mean, I just don't have much space, and from my perspective, it's like a bad King's Indian. But the thing is, at the end of the day, and it did play a role in my last game, the fact of the matter is his kingside is shattered. So there's a chance that his kingside weakness plays a role later on. Not necessarily immediately. So this is new to me. I think you played that against me last time, so it's not actually new. Okay. No, A4 was the move played, and that's kind of the main line. You played this against me before. We had this before. This line may actually be better. I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe 92 is better than A4 right away. I mean, it looks good for white, but objectively, I'm not sure. He has this extremely strong, positional threat, but F4, wow. That's not what I expected. We're not in Kansas anymore. Toto. Damn, dude. I mean, that looks crazy. Alright, I'm out of book. I don't think F4 is the normal move here. But maybe Hayesmere was studying and he's got some new idea. Okay, so this isn't going anywhere. I mean, obviously I can play like Queen H4. But he has H3 there. So if that's a dead end, I mean, what's the sense of putting my queen on H4 necessarily? Unless I have something to show for it. I'm just going to recapture. I mean, there's all kinds of weird stuff that can happen. He could play like Bishop H3. Maybe he just plays positionally on the queen side. Normal moves. He did Bishop H3. So I'm seriously considering H5 now. Well, I've got to make a move. Knight e3, rook e3, bishop c5. But I feel like I should be okay, at least. I mean, he has a powerful pawn here, but I can undermine him with f5. Black's bishop is a strong piece. f5 is a little early now, obviously. We should be able to hold the queen side together. Yeah. And now he has knight e4. It's a close game. Do I have rook d8? This was what I expected. So he has got penetration to the 7th in some lines. Bishop d4, I guess, is a sensible thing to do. On b4, I end up kind of out of play. But it looks balanced. White's played well. Looks like I'm holding on. Maybe not. So I guess I'll play g6. That was not anticipated. But it's alright. g6 should be okay. Thought I could play rook f7, but he takes and plays pawn takes f5. White is probably still better there. It looks balanced. Good game. LHS, it's not a simul, we're just playing Blitz. Simul's on Sunday. I've got time for probably 3 more games here. I don't know if we can afford any more challenges. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 challenges. So probably no for today. We're probably too late to join Blitz challenges. Ask what's with the weird jokes today? You got a joke book, a chess joke book for your birthday? Ask when's your birthday? Oh no. This is a brilliant move. I don't like you anymore. It looks like I'm in trouble. Maybe I can play h5. Wow. If I take on e4, he has knight e4. I'm going to sack a pawn. I guess I should have played rook f7 anyway. Damn. I should have just played rook f7 in the first place. g6 was a mistake. I anticipated knight e4 check. Damn, I had e3 there. Resign? I don't know about that. White is worse, but it's not a resign. Thank you. But I don't think so. Wow, it is a resign. I wasn't sure I was winning here. Am I missing something? Yeah, I mean, I'm up a pawn. I'm up 2 pawns, but they're doubled. This is not so simple. Chess Vidi world. No, he has to like try to come down and start harassing me from the back. But it's definitely not appropriate to resign yet. But I think he missed like the key move, obviously. Like, he was better. We made like 10 blunders in a row in the endgame. Damn. We literally made like 10 blunders. So instead of rook a7, that's a mistake? Wow, h4 was best. Okay, that's a tough move to find. Oh, I'm winning here. What? Oh, you hung the rook. I didn't even know now. Otherwise, it was a great move. Yeah. Wow. I had no clue. I wondered why someone said rook bishop takes a7. I take back is here. Wow. Yeah, I had no clue. Funny, I actually anticipated that move. That's why I didn't see it. When you anticipate a move and the opponent plays it, you're like, okay, yeah, that's what I expected. I didn't see bishop a7. I always have my dark square bishop. So, yeah, I mean, it's probably okay. But I guess I blundered with like g6. Yeah. I should have just played rook f7 in the first place. This is where we started to make mistakes. Rook f7, king f7, pawn takes f5. It's okay. This is a draw. If anything, white might be slightly better. I don't know. Computer don't agree. Computer love bishop. Bishop good. Black is not worse. Pawn take. Yeah, actually. No, it's a clear pawn. I thought this was something, but it may not be a big deal. King f6, knight h7, king f6, f5, whatever. Rook here. Bishop better than knight. Where did we leave theory? F4? Are you serious? No, this is nuts. F4 is super dubious. F4. Knight G4. Fe5. D5. Bishop H3. Playing on my side of the board, dude. Okay, it's not super dubious, but it's not your best. Alright, interesting game, man. Druzhba. Guys, we have time for like 2 more games. Max. You should probably learn what to actually do. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's like kind of classical strategy. You're attacking the head of my pawn chain. I think that's the point. You know, strategically speaking, you have the advantage on the queen side. It's like a king's Indian. Rook C1. Kind of an old school move there for white. Nobody really plays that anymore. But I guess there's nothing wrong with it. The classical. Kind of classical old school setup for white. Normally they put the rooks on B1 and FC1. So it's like equal. I had a game like this with this Australian guy where he almost lost. He made a GM norm in that tournament a couple years ago. Can't remember his name. Like, technically, white's playing this game is wrong. Yeah, it's incorrect. White's not supposed to do that. Like, trade off his dark square bishop. He's supposed to, like, keep the dark square bishop on the board. I mean, I might lose the game or something, but this is not the right way for white to play. Vidit lost the equal endgame against Duda. Yeah, I mean, equal. Right. But it was very, very sharp. Equal if you're a computer. I mean, that's why chess, you know, is hard, and we really can't take these computer evaluations too seriously. If you're a computer, it's equal. But I mean, it's like you have to play perfectly for either side for it to be equal. That was a complex position. He made a terrible mistake, though, I think, if you want to analyze it from the human aspect. Vidit should have realized he had to eliminate, like, Duda's queenside pawn. I mean, he should have seen the writing on the wall in that position. Definitely. That shouldn't have happened. So what's happening here? Knight C5, Queen D4 check? Acerbate with the fake news. That's another joke. You got a chess joke book. That's embarrassing. I liked your like quote commentary better. The jokes are kind of corny. Guys, we're gonna stream on Sunday, simul. No simul last week, so we're back. You have to say chess. Dude, I thought chess was checkers when we went on lunch break in like 3rd grade. We used to just like try to capture all the other guys' pieces. My aunt bought me this learning chess set when I was like in 2nd grade. And I actually learned how all the pieces move correctly. But unfortunately, my only friend who played chess with me in elementary school, I don't remember whose idea it was, but we had this mutual conception that it was checkers, the same system, where you just capture everything, and that's the object, not mate. We didn't know what checkmate was. So it was like I was playing chess like checkers in like 3rd and 4th grade, and it wasn't until I went into 7th grade that I guess I actually learned the proper rules from another friend. E5. Whoa. That wouldn't leave me with a lot of choices. Very tactical based player we have here. But it's strange, if you're a tactical player, why would you play the white side of the Marazzi? You're probably playing the wrong kind of setup. You should be playing like without c4 with white. Marazzi is not for tactical style players. That was weird. He went back to d1. People who are more tactical oriented should be playing classical sort of attacking setup. Wow, look at that. Gotta stay active. Amazing. So what is his threat? Rook takes f6, pawn f6, queen f6 check. Something like that. Amazing. Maybe I can't beat him. Maybe it's just a draw. It's unbelievable. Okay, I'm only 1 pawn up. No, I'm 2 pawns up. It's incredible. The amazing thing for me is the way he played rook e back to d1. No, I have a way to win this. Okay. Well, I have a way to try to win this anyway. I thought I had to take a draw by rep, but it's not so simple. Yeah, maybe I'm not even better here, though. I don't know. Maybe it's a draw. We have to try this. Forcing exchange of queens. Well, I guess I'm better. Yeah. Yeah, he's in trouble. Maybe we are winning. Not so easy, though. Rook there. But I don't want you to do that. Yeah, guys. It looks like we have time for like maximum 2 more games. Queen a5 looked relatively simple draw. He didn't want to consider trading queens. Oh, it's a draw now. Oh my god. Maybe it's still a draw. I just hallucinated. Wow. I was lucky. I screwed it up completely. Let him off the hook. Alright, last 2 games. MSKMP. Yeah, thanks for the game. Boom. So we're sticking with Sicilian. We might as well just accept the Roslimo. C3. Those are the most two annoying sidelines. So on Queen a5, He was holding a draw there. Wow. Rook c1 is fine. It's just an older line. It's not really bad. It's just not the most accurate. According to modern theory, it's playable. It's really not your bigger mistake. I mean, I think your bigger mistake is trading bishops on g7. I had a game with Bokrosh Albert a few years ago who played rook c1. I mean, that was considered to be a main line. In the old days. Check out this guy, he's 1300. I think that I'm in trouble. Maybe not. If you got 1300s playing the Rosslimo with weight, positionally, but that might be, you know, not the best move. He sort of gave away some of his advantage, I think, in that respect there. It's a very strategic opening for white to be playing at this rating level. You can't overvalue the g7 bishop. That piece, yeah. That's my... Yeah, I mean, well, that's the great piece. It won me the game. My last two important Sicilians. I mean, basically, to be honest, was a very important piece. Anytime you play the dragon, of course. Yeah, it was a draw at the end, probably. But this guy, wow, 1300. Playing like Nimzovich. He must have some tactical weakness if he's 1300. I mean, strategically, he's really strong. Looks like a blitz game, so few pieces left in the game already. Okay, this is a big mistake. I mean, why would you want to, like, open up my bishop on this diagonal? No. It's really, like, the worst thing white could do. To unleash the beast. He played fine. But, I mean, c4 is the worst move in the world. This is... Look at that bishop. Chop. Chop and chop. If I chop on e5, though, I've got to be a little bit careful. Bishop e5, rook e1, queen c7, queen d5. I might end up losing a piece there. Probably I should think about not taking that pawn on e5 right away. Well, I don't know. I guess I could play bishop e5, but the problem is bishop e5, even bishop h6 is dangerous. Bishop h6. No. Well, now I don't mind. This is a winning heavy piece ending for black. And he doesn't have enough pieces to attack me. Like you're talking. Probably a winning heavy piece ending here. I agree. No MAGA, please. Thanks for the game, Druzhba. No mates. No whammies. The black side of the Marazzi is like my go-to. My go-to defense to draw with black. This is passive, but temporary. Maybe I should play e6 actually, you know? Alright. Guys, I have time for one more game after this. For today. Chess Video World. Unless this one is really short. I've got to leave in like 20 minutes. Okay, so tough customer here for a 1300. Some countries' 1300s are stronger than others. This guy's supposed to be 995 in bullet. I don't think so. Not quite. He's in an endgame against an IM and only lost one pawn. And he's 900 in bullet. Yeah. Chess is my middle name. Never told us your screen name, so it would be hard to know if your name is still up there. I've got Cacao. If that's you. Okay. Yeah. So white is like losing this rook and pawning game. There's no way this guy is 900, but maybe like 1600. Yeah, he finally like lost all of his pawns. I still have to be careful. Look at that. Rook b2. b5. You know, he has a passer. So I have to get my king over to blockade. b5, king d7, a5, king c7. You know, I'm winning. This is pretty tricky, dude. That's the end of the line, though. His last chance is rook a2, and then I play rook c4, a6, rook a8, a7, rook c8, rook a8. And that's it. Even I had the technique to win this. Lately, I'm doubting my endgame technique. I lost my only really interesting endgame from my tournament last week. The first round, it was like a study where I missed a draw. I wanted to cry. LA Chess, thanks for the gift sub to RCT Mid. I have enough. Yeah. That'll do it. No, I'm not going to do a take back. You're down to rook and 5 pawns. I think it's time to resign. It would be polite to resign now, so these other guys can have time to play Please resign. I told a story how Lukács asked please draw to someone once. But dude, don't sit there and like time out. Alright. It's just like kind of bad etiquette to play out a totally lost position. Alright. Cacao. I generally don't take takebacks unless it's like a mouse slip. But in a lost position like that, it doesn't matter. You should just resign. Because it gives other people a chance to play. Alright. No relation to Ayeste. Dude, I mean, they do that all the time in tournaments. It's really bad etiquette. Letting their clock run out. You can be, like, punished for that. This is a weird setup. F3, Queen C2, and Bishop D2. Interesting. So I guess C5. Or also Knight C6 is interesting. But I can't just, you know, play any old move here. It's also interesting to sack a pawn like C5, DC, Knight C6. You might even have enough compensation. Someone insisted on drawing and let the time run on in a tournament. No, but I mean in tournaments, dude, I think that's different. There was this Grandmaster Arkle who was like crying about one of my Facebook friends, Keith Arkle. He was crying because this guy like did that. But I mean, it's a tournament, man. You know, I mean, of course, if you think like if it was an over the board tournament, people wouldn't you know, wait if they could score more points or something. I mean, tournaments is about winning. If it's legal by the rules, then it's okay to do it. You know, here I'm just talking about because we're playing. Yeah, but I mean, no, still, if it's a tournament, I think it's a different situation. Here, it's like people just want to play. We're just playing for fun, and it's like, you know, resigns so someone else can have time to play. Interesting position. This is weird with my bishop on c5. So actually, you're not threatening to trap my bishop directly. Maybe I should play a5 anyway. It's an interesting question. White's used no time for the whole game so far. Thanks, Dad. That's Asterbait. The chess dad, I guess. Right, what's my plan here? I was going to play Knight C6 and then change my mind. I have another idea. It's got a really weird style. He's forced me to play a type of position I don't think I've ever had in my life. Whoa. Am I lost yet? No, I better play this. White uses no time and he's like psychotically aggressive. You play a lot of bullet. 1738 and bullet, no bullet. Classical 1800. That's weird. Your classical's 1800, but you probably don't play much. Mostly rapid. The rapid's higher. Everybody has this inflated rapid. Everyone is like 200 points higher in rapid than blitz. I was talking about this earlier today. I don't understand why that is. Wouldn't it take longer to establish a rapid rating? Why would you be more inflated? I had to sack a pawn to avoid losing a piece here. Well, I don't know. if I'm actually sacking a pawn, but I had to at least do something sort of desperate. So now what? Bishop e7. Bishop e7. White's development is a little sketchy. Reminds me of playing Prem case 666. Sort of weird natural positional style. Something about this game, man. I'm getting scared. I think he had a really stronger move. It just sort of flows. Like, White doesn't know any opening theory. He's just like coming up with this on his own. But I think he had bishop e5 on my rook on e8. You know, that looked legitimately dangerous. Maybe I'm in serious trouble after rook e8, bishop e5. I haven't calculated anything, though. So I figure he plays bishop e5, I take, and then he gets the hell out, like castles. But maybe he's just getting shredded. Maybe it's not so easy. Maybe I was okay all along. I'm a pessimist by nature. Oh, he just like gave up a piece. That's weird. Strange. I thought I was very possibly like losing, but I guess it was never that bad. I don't know, guys. We're getting low on time. Does trash talk really happen on over-the-board tournaments? Well, no. You're not allowed to talk to your opponent. Unless it's like something specific, like offering a draw. Of course not. In amateur tournaments, people do that sometimes. They'll say stuff, even though they're not supposed to. Is it my game only going to be last stream for today? Yeah. I got just enough time to try to play. I was really hoping to finish the stream up already, but I just keep getting the same challenges. This guy won't stop challenging me. I have to leave. Guys, my last game. Yeah, I mean, it's really rude to like stare at your opponents. I wouldn't do that unless I hated someone for a specific reason. That's why I was offended again by Shankland. Eric Rosen posted some photo. Like, Shankland is, like, staring at Karyakin like he wants to kill him or something. It's like, childish. And like, bad karma. At the bare minimum. If people stare at me, I'll stare at them back. But I don't like initiating behavior like that. It's bad sportsmanship. But it doesn't surprise me coming from Shankland. It's just... I think people often have these sort of made-up fantasies. Maybe Kasparov was a complete idiot at the board. Portnoy also. Kasparov was notorious for doing stuff like that. Pinter Josef told me once he played Kasparov, and because of Kasparov's like previous behavior, he like had this like better endgame where he had no losing chances and just like tortured Kasparov for like an hour on purpose because he like, you know, detested the way he behaved. Normally he would have like offered a draw to anybody else. Kasparov was like angry like a little baby that Pinter wouldn't give him a draw in a drawn position. But you know, it's like you reap what you sow. You know, if you act like an idiot, people are not going to respect you, you know. You can't go around like staring at your opponents with a look of death and then like expect them to give you respect when it's like, you know, you're slightly worse in an end game. There's always this mythology about Tal having the stare or whatever, but Tal was not known as like a malicious person. I mean, he was actually really well liked. I don't think that there's that much truth in the Tal mythology, you know. He just looked at people, you know, he was trying to read their thoughts, I guess. He wasn't doing it in a malicious way, like Kasparov. Yeah, no, I mean, Kasparov was never liked by people. But Korchnoi was the most hated chess player of all time. I don't know why I'm playing this variation, by the way. I'm just tired. So I'm playing something I normally don't play. Chess Video World. I don't play the black side of the closed Catalan much. But Kasparov definitely not the most hated player. Schieberspieler would be... Can I take that? It's better not to. I don't know what's up with Bishop G5. Guys, I gotta go. 5 minutes. Wow. Pawn takes e4, knight takes e4, knight takes e4, bishop e7, queen e7. Interesting. So what's up like d takes c4? This is weird. I've never seen anything like bishop g5 before. But he's used 0 time for the entire game. Dude, I mean, how strong are you? You're 1900 in bullet. Alright. Luckily, he made a mistake. I mean, after queen e3 or queen e2, white's still better. But I think after queen c2, white equalize. Getting in c5, black's okay. But chess video world, you're playing too fast. Anyway, I'm kind of glad he's playing fast because I have to go. But I mean, that's a really important position. Like, you can't let me play c5. I don't like my position after queen e2. I mean, I think like I'm in trouble here. Maybe not serious trouble, but you know, I'm slightly worse. After c5, I equalize. I hope. But I think, again, I don't normally play the black side of the Catalan. I don't even know what came over me. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, I mean, I know that I could take on c4 Schieber, but I'm afraid he like knows some kind of gambit theory or something. I know that can be tried. Bishop e4. Can I do like bishop e4? Queen b7? I'm just afraid to go into something sharp that I don't know. But you know way better than me. Not even sure if this is right. Objectively, maybe I should have played CD or rook d8 or something. Not because you're a pawn grubber, but objectively, it's supposed to be the way to play, right? Pawn grubber, Schieberspieler, Schieber grubber. b5. Yeah, I guess white's better. Still. I gotta go. Might have to resign. Alright. Out for a draw. Alyakin seems unlikable too, yeah. I mean, Alyakin was very arrogant. And, all the myths about whether he was a Nazi or not, I don't think he was really a Nazi, but he did what he had to do to, like, survive or whatever. He wasn't really a likable person. You know, I don't think Alyakin. Then again, Fischer doesn't seem really likable either. A lot of world champions. I guess I'm slightly worse here. But I have to go, so thanks for accepting the draw. White is better by 0.2 centipawns. Yeah, alright, gotta go guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on Sunday. Thanks everybody. We'll see you later. Gotta run. Bye-bye.